our chapter. And thanks so much for always coming back to our channel as we grow up slowly by slowly. I appreciate all those who are coming to our channel for political reactions, social reactions, and vlogs. Thank you so much for showing up every day. So we are here again with another social reaction on life in Nyabohands, of course, things to do with Poland and just around Marwa and DEE MWANGO. Of course, there are things we have to listen to carefully before we come here to react. In our perspective, I mean. You might have a different perspective, and we appreciate if only you can do a video on your channel and post it, we'll be coming to watch. And therefore, it's good you respect our perspective as well, because we are not coming here to quarrel or call people names, okay? So it doesn't matter. Maybe you don't consider my opinion. That's why I put it to public, or else I would have hidden it within my intestines, all right? So guys, today David Jr. had to go and buy the animals. Now, I don't know what Gint will do and Matiko's father. Do they expect to receive these animals, or do they really respect the fact that David Jr. has decided to throw caution to the wind and buy the animals finally to pay bride price for grandma? And I'm just asking myself, again, if you know that a man has been fully helped to pay bride price, still would you respect him? Because Mwita said the other day that he was awaiting the animals to come from donors, and then David Jr. would hand over them to him, and he would pay bride price. Nyinyi mnasikia? Yeah. So automatically, my perspective is so different from yours. And again, maybe I'm referring to my context. So it's okay with what they are doing. Of course, I'm not doing for them or whoever it is that has a different opinion. But if you come even with your different opinion, as long as you respect and don't post as if you are quarreling or calling names, I'm okay with that. So guys, let's keep it real. David Jr. of course decided to throw into the caution and has finally gone to purchase the animals in the market for Mwita to pay. But as I was asking, in African sense, if a man is helped to pay bride price, you know, does he really qualify to get the respect that he should? I'm just asking. Benjamin Momenzade. What is that? Benjamin Momenzade, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. IS Fix, hey, you would make me call you our Sefekas. So IS Fix 216 2616, hello. Eniko Kali, welcome. IS Fix, you must be new. Please begin with subscription because I am from Kenya and I've always been. And I do the video from Kenya. And Okali says I like it. Like the video. Let me see the like thumbs up on the other end because I've not seen it yet. So guys, let's go into our reaction. And I'm asking questions. Maybe you may be able to respond on comment section or just do a response or whatever. Asfix asks which city in Kenya. And Nico Kali asks, I have subscribed. Thank you. Thank you so much for the like and subscription. I really appreciate. Asfix also said I liked and subscribed. Thank you so much. May God bless you. So we don't only have cities in Kenya as fix. We have towns and we have cities. Cities, we have Kisumu, Mombasa, we have Nairobi, the main city, and so many others. Thank you so much. And we have towns like Thika town, we have Kitale town, Eldoret is not yet a city, even Bungoma, Kakamega. So we have all that, and I appreciate actually to be in this country that has so much. However, currently as by-elections are going on, it's unfortunate we have some brutality, violence, and all that happening in places. So welcome once more, and we are into this social reaction. I don't know why people are used to those social reactions. Sometimes are busy somewhere. ISFix says to knowledgeable. Thank you so much. I've done a lot of videos and I appreciate that most of you have watched are also appreciative. And I've really done a lot about Tanzania, Nigeria, Guinea-Bissau, Equatorial Guinea, Cameroon. I've done something on Uganda. I've done something on South Africa. Then I did a video on Hong Kong. I did another video on Gabon. Ethiopia, I just did recently the one on the blast. And also whatever Somali, there was something about Somali, I did a video on them. And then I did something on US. I did something on Gaza and so many other places, guys. So keep following. Yeah, Nigeria I did. Onyedikachi. I did something on Nigeria and welcome so much. Junior Hassan, hello. Welcome in the house. And thank you so much for coming to my platform. I appreciate you can subscribe to the channel as well if you're new here. If you're returning, give the video a like. It's very important for me. Yeah, so I'm planning to do something on many other countries. Of course, out there, we have so much that we don't talk about, but I plan to do more. And I saw something about Lesotho. I'm supposed to do something on Lesotho and also, what is this? Botswana and Ghana. Botswana, Ghana, and then Lesotho. I'm supposed to do a video on that. Enikoli says, I come from Romania. Thank you from Romania. Hello, I appreciate your presence. Onyadikachi from Nigeria. Thank you. Junior Hassan, you can tell us that the network is a bit of affected when the bundles go down, but thank you so much for coming around. So let's begin with David Jr. going to the market to buy these animals, and I'm like, okay, let me follow this. But because I like following African culture, let me.
This is of good size. Yeah, the size is so good. This one. It's a go good.
But color.
There is another one. Can you see that?
What is this now?
Now people are saying even I should show the other. Oh, careful. Pole. Careful. Pole. Ni shilingi ngapi? Tunataka 90 peke yake. 90. This goes for 90,000. Yaani unakamua umetulia. Unachukua kigoda. Unaweka chini unakalisha unaweka ndoo hapo chini. Maziwa yanajaa. Wow. Kwa hivyo inatoanga lita ngapi? Wewe mwenyewe ndio ujione. Siwezi kukudanganya. If I could be grandma, definitely me I could go for this.
All right, so of course David Jr. went to the market to buy cows for, I don't know whether he was buying for for Mita for the purpose of rearing, because we have heard before that she is targeting to what are you saying? Icefix is asking, are illegal guns still a thing in Kenya? In some places, of course, like Baringo, and when you go to the other side of Sabot, and a little bit in Ethiopia border, Turkana and all that. Of course, people have illegal guns, but it's not a big issue. You don't hear about it every time. It just crops up. Like when there is a disaster, that's when you will hear about people should hand over those guns because of threats that have come up or attacks. Yeah, so it happens so much among the harder communities, especially as I've said, when you go to Turkana are herders. You also go to Baringo, they are herders. And when you go to the place of Saboti, it's because obviously when we saw the attacks that happened in Matakei fight, so that's why some people have illegal guns and they can easily access. When you're on the borders, it is so easy to access the guns, whether illegal or legal, because they are so in and out of the country. Ty Daniels, evening. I say good evening. Hello. Welcome to our channel, and thank you so much. So, of course, it's a bit of a problem, but not so much. You know, the herders own it, but it becomes a problem when you hear of them attacking other societies around them and maybe trying to loot their cows, because there are societies in Kenya who believe they were born with cows. In fact, their myth tell them that they were born with cows and therefore they should be the ones owning cows alone. And you find that they go stealing other people's cows at night and, placing them in their own zones. That one becomes a serious problem. When you go also to Baringo, you'll find this problem. And Masai, no. Masai, they normally just use they have the machetes. They have machetes which they place around the skin and they hide within their clothes. Masais don't own guns. No. Baringo, in fact, the people are owning guns in Baringo are just bandits ready to attack and cause chaos. Then when you come to Pokot, of course, those are Pokot people. And then when you go to this other Saboti place, they are Sabot people. So Masais are not very much fans in terms of guns. That one I could be lying. Abudol Useni, welcome. Welcome so much to the channel. And thank you so much. Good evening to you. In Kenya, it's around 4:42 p.m. So of course it is evening. And I don't know for you, in wherever you are, you can share with us what time it is, how it is over there. Pacific says, yes, Pokot warriors, not Masai. Yeah, Pokot warriors, not Masai. Masai, they are very friendly, only that they hold on to their culture and they are it is a patriarchal society. Pacific says it is 7:12 p.m. here in India. Oh, so it's already dark in India. We have a difference of around 4 hours, around 4 hours, the difference of Kenya and India, right? Yeah, so I can see in your places you're already taking supper, whereas in our country we are just preparing to see whether we can put things together for in preparation for supper. And of course today was an election day for by-elections in our country. Almost 22 or more different places. There were by-elections going on, and we still have about let's say 1 hour and 20 minutes for them to close the election centers. Eniko Kylie sent a star. Thank you so much. I appreciate. And you can see in Kenya, actually, people have a lot of animal markets. When you want a cow, you just go to the market and buy. Though there are places which are not known so much for that. And animal markets, people are tricky. They come about, they can fool you, feed the cow a day before they go sell, and then make sure they don't milk that cow, so that when the cow comes to the market, it has plenty of milk. And they'll be showing you how that that cow is so productive, only to go home and be surprised about the end results. So I'm looking at Mwita and his team buying cows in Nyabohanse market, and they are being told that this cow is so productive. Of course, that kind of type is very productive. But when you see somebody going to sell such a cow, it must have aged maybe. Maybe it has aged. It has given birth to so many calves. So he sells it for the purpose of actually buying a younger one, because this is not a season for selling cows. Like, nobody is paying fees currently. The only time people will be selling cows, and most of them will be genuine, if you have money, you can quickly go buy a very good breed. It is January, February, when students are going to school and people are stuck with fee, then they'll be going for that. How much does Holstein, Friesian cow cost there? It depends with the size. It depends with the size, because if it is as big as the one you've seen, they go at 90,000 Kenyan shillings, which in US dollars, we can approximate it at 700 USD. All right? Yeah, I think it's 700 USD, right? Yeah, but in Kenyan shillings, we can say 90,000 Kenyan shillings and such. Is it 70,000 or $70? 70 USD? 70 USD, yeah. Isaac Joseph, you go and look for something to do. Why are you here? Are you lost or something? Isaac Joseph, you can go get something to do. For me, I'm working. I'm working. I'm working. Joseph, you can show your face so that we see how horrible you are. So welcome to the channel. And Osifix says, I looked at Gigi, it was around 200K. That is too much. It can't go up to that. Frederick Woodward says, hi. Hello, welcome to the channel. Esafix says, ignore their comments. Yeah, I'll of course ignore, but at the same time, I'll put Isaac Joseph where he belongs. He should be going where he belongs, because he is not even able to show us his face. Does he even have a channel to show us his face and share whatever he has? And Ikali says, yeah, 200K, it's too much, because I don't know how big that animal was. I should block them. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we are going on, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your presence and your support. Yeah, so let's go into our discussion. Osfix says, I want to visit Kenya one day. Very much welcome. Kenya is a very nice country, actually, with plenty of things to see. If you move from one county to another, you'll experience a lot, whether they are domestic animals, wild animals in places like Tsavo, Masai Mara. When you go to Baringo, there is a hot springs. You go to the borders of Busia, there is somewhere with hot springs also. And then when you go to near the Masai Mara places, we have so much things to explore. When you go to Naivasha, you can experience a lot of animals right there, from giraffes to so many others like baboons and maybe antelopes. Then you go to Nairobi Park, there is a lot you can see. You go to Coast, of course, that is where Tsavo is. Then if you go, you can also explore a lot of minerals when you go to Coast. Oh, you are saying I own a tire showroom here in India. I'll open one in Nairobi as well. That's good. By the way, why is it India? I saw some companies that make clothes and they were so cheap, but I was so scared, because like online businesses, you are not so sure about the reliability of accessing those products you want. But I saw some company that was making clothes, and it was a bit cheap, and I didn't know how that is happening. Then they were trying to really put the minimum products very high. And I was like, why are they putting the product so high? Like, for you to buy anything from them, you are supposed to buy a lot of goods for them to deliver. And I felt like it looks like a scam. Anyway, Isofix says choose cash on delivery. Oh, no, they were just new, like they were just being made. But I was afraid when I tried to pursue to understand about importation, all they wanted is pay before delivery. And yet they were putting so high amount, that like the quantity of products you are supposed to, ask for, they were so high. So I said, this one might not really work for me. They were not used clothes, new. If used, they import it from USA. What is your favorite food? Any call? Any kokali? What a question. All things Wild TV. Hey, Canadian Prospect, I renamed. Why do you rename your channel so much? Canadian Prospect, you had another name before that. I don't know what it was. Now it is All Things Wild TV. I renamed my YouTube name to fit the channel. Okay, I understand. I officially started creating AI videos. Do you mean AI videos now pay? Because previously I saw there was no, like they were not considering paying AI videos. So are they now paying Canadian Prospect or All Things Wild TV? I would like to understand, because there was a friend who was doing that and it was not paying me before. And even I can see we have Facebook pages, and when you do an AI video, they don't pay. They only pay for original. But if this is paying, that's good, because at least making an AI video is a bit easier than real, especially once you buy the tools. So thank you so much for having really engaged me in discussion, but I can focus now on the discussion of the day so that I don't forget about what I wanted to cover here. So as I was saying, David Jr. went to the market with Mwita and Grandma, Dancing Grandma, and they were able to buy some cows. I don't know why today it has been like this. When I just started, then issues here and there. Anyway, let me focus on the topic of discussion and see what is happening right here.
To eliminate hypertension in just 20 seconds using a refrigerator.
Yeah. So of course, finally, David Jr. was able to buy the cows with Mwita.
If I knew, even I couldn't withdraw from here, because they are very, very, very slow. And it's not like a lot of money, but it takes years, you know. So I think it's this other side. Understand where the money went. That's where. So grandma, sitaki kuonesha huyo kwa kamera. Watu wanaweza muteka. Najua hapo. Hebu hesabu hii. That, yeah, not bad. And also it's pregnant. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pregnant.
But the color, my goodness. The zebu color is not so good.
Yeah, but let's see how it goes. All right, let's see. Hey, now look. Umeona meno zake? Because when you are... Oh, Morgan. All right, so winter is right there. We have to even see the teeth and everything. Pole pole. No, take it easy.
All right. So that was it. And of course, as normal, David Jr. will do a very big video with a very big title, but at the end of the day, you see very little that is related to this. I think this is called geeks or something like that. But it is what it is. Now, away from that, we have to get to our other end. Marwa opened the safaris company. I don't know what you feel about it, but I just wish that he did some other business that would actually bring a lot of flowing cash before he thought about this horse and car business. But maybe tourist companies bring money. I don't know. Personally, I'm not so sure about the income flow of this company, because though I've seen Akote doing very well with it and many other people but they also share the dark part of the story, because the maintenance of cars, maintenance of staff, licenses, and some seasons, tourist companies do well at specific seasons, and not all times do they work for you. And again, people look at what can you offer compared to what other companies are offering. So because this is a world of competition, a lot of people have gone into tourism companies and they are offering packages. Of course, when you look online, you will see a lot of travel companies with different packages. But I believe with Marwa having traveled a lot in the world, he must know packages. And I don't know, he needs as well to consult and have experts, because maybe when you're traveling, you try more on saving. Especially when you are an economist, you try more to do saving. So you wouldn't know all packages. You would focus packages that go with you. So I saw Marwa opening his company and I was surprised, because the other day I saw he was saying that the CEO of the company would be Rochon. But then I just looked at the name of the company and it is known as Marwa Safaris. And I began to ask myself from there, because when you are doing business as a company and you have a wife and you are partnering, automatically then the name of that company should emerge from the names of two of you. And of course, you can go for name search, you pay for it, then you register your company and you run it. But how does it happen that Marwa is running this company? The other day he said that Rochon will be the CEO, but then he called the company Marwa Safaris. I'm like, Mr. Man, you are being so patriarchal, because in a patriarchal society, people cheat that this is ours, but then they register even land that you are buying in their name. Like how? This is not such an era. Anyway, I understand that maybe Rochon has not contributed towards the company. But now that officially you have seen, he has not officially made her wife, but given that they have stayed together, they have a kid, and we have heard Marwa saying that once you are married and you have kids together, that's enough to make you stay there. And of course, we are seeing the Argentina lady is not going anywhere. She's so comfortable with this place. Of course, the parents are here, and she's making sure that everything falls in place. So when I saw this announcement, I was just raising questions here, as obviously the reactors will do. So let's watch this.
With firewood. Or maybe showering in the river.
In the river.
Yes.
Clay bathing.
Clay bathing. So those are the things we have decided. We will start with that package. But again, in this package, we have to include Masai Mara, because we don't want you to come all the way from anywhere you're coming from, and then you don't go to Masai Mara. So, we will be walking like this, so that people can also enjoy the environment and the luxury that it comes with it. So, Matata, let's say I want to visit Africa, or I'm already in Africa. Where do I start from if I want to do village tour?
All right, so you heard clearly, Marwa is offering village tour. Package number 1, village tour. On the village tour, he says that if you come, you are going to have an adventure in the river. Do you want to relate with the river, Mother Nature? You can have to expose yourself in the river, remove your clothes, place them somewhere, and take the leaves as soap and wash yourself in the river. Of course, you've seen this happening. DEE MWANGO has done it. Marwa has done it. And also Uncle Mo's wife has done it in River YouTube. And they have filmed and showed to us, guys. So did you see that? That is one of the packages that Marwa is actually offering. And because you are in the village, you have also to go around and watch the birds. Do you love birds? If you love birds, of course, you'll be going around and they'll be showing you this is which kind of bird? It is a crane bird. This one is a weaver bird. This one is whichever birds, all sorts of birds will be shown. And because Marwa has a trapping point for birds, you'll actually have to watch so many birds. Now you can as well watch his own domesticated birds, including pigeons, and he has also the tausi kind of, all right? So let's see this.
Where you would want to start.
Yes.
The first thing,
Yes.
you have to be picked from the airport.
Okay.
Because coming to Africa, you have to use a flight.
Yes.
And the journey starts from the
airport.
So from the
Let
airport,
me see who's calling me. Maybe it's a very serious. Hello.
You will arrive in Kenya. You will be picked at the airport. That is the place number one. And of course, we can't count that because reception is just a normal thing. Once you book a hotel, it's the hotel that is supposed to know where you're going to. But Marwa doesn't want you to spend in a hotel. He has a big villa, so he will be inviting you to his villa. That is the hotel. So, of course, they'll pick you with their Land Cruiser to the villa. All right? Now let's see the second thing that they'll offer here.
Now the number to send money.
They are very tired because most of the flights from Europe it's over 15 hours, I think. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So guys, I think today we'll not dwell too much about that. We will dwell too much on our package, which is the village package.
So it's the
But
village
what I is
package.
saying, guys, is if you come to Africa and you don't know where to start from, you've just landed, we can help you. We can come to the airport, pick you up from there, take you to the hotels that we've agreed. Not me, but my team and you. Yep, different prices.
Sure.
And that package will be coming in the next launch. Very true. For now, what we are launching is you want to come to the village. But the good thing again is we can pick you from anywhere in Kenya because we have the real machine here. We can come and pick you up from anywhere in Kenya. So Matata,
Yes.
let's say somebody has arrived in the village. Day one, what's the activity?
I was like, Marwa and you are the other manager. Why did you not have an agreement? Because this is one of the people who will be running the Marwa safaris. And they did not agree before they began to air whatever they are sharing. So it's like the other one has a different thought, Marwa has a different thought. Now for Marwa, he has a thought about the village package. But the other guy was giving a package that I know, even when you talk about the major hotels in Kenya and safaris companies, they offer. So he gives this.
Then pole. You read and me I explain.
Pole.
Yes.
So now, if you have arrived in the village,
Let's say we are opening for you the gate and you are coming in.
yes. So since when our guests arrive in the village,
Yes.
we already have
An
an
itinerary.
itinerary
Yes.
for that package,
Okay.
and that package is inclusive of a village tour
Yes.
package. So I have worked in details
Yes.
depending with the number of days,
Yes.
and also because we have customized, like we are expecting our guests
Yes.
whom they have already shown interest
Yes.
with Marwa Safari Africa.
Yes, guys. Some guests are coming. The first activity that we've aligned for you is what, Matata?
We have day one because
Day
we know
one.
that they are tired.
You've just arrived in the village. The first thing that we are doing for you in our itinerary is relaxing and small walks. Yes. So let's say
You
you've arrived
relax and
here
have
in
small
Villa
walks.
Medellin. And you've been seeing us on YouTube and you meeting people like Maro. You are excited to see Matata. You are excited to see Gitiriva. You are excited to see Mayugno. Or you've not even seen them. You've just arrived. Number one thing that we're going to be putting you under.
So number one thing, guys, you will walk in the village, meet Gitriba, meet Mayugno, meet David Jr., and meet DEE MWANGO. You can meet, who else? I'm like, hey. All right. So is it only geared towards the YouTubers? Because aren't there many people like old people? Like if I'm coming to the village, but I want to study Korean culture, what would I get, Marwa? Because I would actually have to walk to an old person. Like Marwa needs to identify that old person in this village or old woman who can give me that cultural touch. Maybe I want to learn Korean culture, you know, like, or I want to make a walk, but not experience the YouTubers, but experience other people away from YouTubers, because I want to learn the life in the village away from YouTubers. At least YouTubers are exposed even to international world, all right? Anyway, let's listen to the next package. So we have had a walk, day one, day two.
The first itinerary is relaxing.
Day two.
Well,
I wish more
Oh my
women
God,
over
what is
16
this?
knew. Tai Chi was created
Tai Chi,
for
leave
tired
me alone.
bodies
I
that
know
having to
you.
move.
I know Tai Chi.
Stallions, in this case, two male horses can't stay in the same area. Reason being, and then we will teach you different breeds, feeding. That is number.
So, day 2, you have an experience with horses, guys. So, Marwa tells you, if you want to experience horses, you are going to learn. I'm like, Marwa, you need to learn yourself. Anyway, I don't belittle your knowledge. Maybe you are better than me. But I think from the treatment you have been seeing on animals, or rather horses, I would wish that you and your team should rather go for more learning sessions to make you inadequate enough in knowledge on how to deal with the horses, or maybe just hire an experienced person who will come around the village and make the rest of the workers have experience in horses, because so far as I'm concerned, you only have hired 2 trainers, but they are not experienced in dealing with horses, because even when one horse died, Rio, you had the other trainer and you still said you still don't have an experienced person. So, day 2, horses. You have to experience horses, walk around, see what horses are there, how they breed and everything. I'm like, I hope it's not like the other pornographic video that was shown and it was pulled down by YouTube. Anyway, that is day 2. Day 3.
Number 1. Everything to do with horses, the compound. And guys, we are not forcing this up. You can hear yourself. Listen to the birds. You know, even right now they have gone to walk.
So day 3, you have to experience the birds. You can see others have gone to walk. I'm like, do birds walk or they fly away and go to experience different places? So day 3, you will have all the time to look around the trees and take your videos. I hope these are Americans coming, because if they're Africans, guys, the taste for birds. Anyway, we like their sound and all that, but we don't take a very keen interest unless someone is studying animals or birds. We don't take very good interest in birds. We only have in some decorative birds. When we see like kasuku, I think Marwa should rear a kasuku so far. Because if really he wants this place to turn into a safaris, someone should tell him that he needs to rear a kasuku, because one of the birds that Africans appreciate is kasuku. When we hear how it repeats what we say, we really appreciate the kasuku. We also love the ostrich. So he's supposed to get a license and rear an ostrich, because he has a big farm. And then of course he already has the kanga. So I don't know. Not the kanga, but the tai, the beautiful, beautiful decorative birds. So, of the birds, as far as he's showing the wild birds, I don't think many people will have interest in that. Maybe the European or American would have interest in those, or even people from Japan, they really love nature, or China, Hong Kong, and those places. But when you come to Africans, unless they are studying something to do with animals, most of them don't. Yeah, so I was talking about birds, and I think I'm just giving some people may not feel very happy about what I'm saying, but if only maybe Marwa would be getting these perspectives, or also he can try to ask. Already he has created a company. Can he ask on people what specific birds they are interested in? And once they get to understand the birds they are more like interested in, he can actually tame them and make sure they are around there. Now, he said that on the 4th day, what will be there?
I don't know that.
My work is easy because I use ClickUp. Here's how AI
ClickUp,
saves me
you are
hours every
so
day.
much.
It
Too
automatically
much.
prioritizes.
Yeah, Google and everything. Yes. Like now we've seen a very unique bird. I hear another one making noise here. I've had one. It's quiet. And experience the border, the official crossing point. And if
Okay, that is now is it day 4? You will have to go to Tanzania and experience the border. One leg in Kenya, another one in Tanzania, guys. You saw recently Marwa. Not Marwa, but Rosho. Rosho went with her family to the border, and they showed one leg in Kenya, another one in Tanzania. So, of course, those people are also here working for Marwa, because there is nothing for free, guys, in this world. So, when they did that video, of course, when people check at that, they might have interest and say, all right, so I want to go to Tanzania, but at the same time be in Kenya. So the Land Cruiser will cruise itself to the borders. Then one leg in Kenya, another one in Tanzania. How about that? So Marwa came about to say that that is the 4th day. You just go to the border. But now I have a problem with that because the border is so close to these people. As you go to the border, why can't they organize for the border plus other activities? Because you cannot only go to the border, one leg in Kenya, another one in Tanzania, and the day is over. It will be a long day for you. Actually, remember, whole day. That one is not enough. But anyway, it is what it is. They had to add in Masai Mara, right?
You are from East Africa. The governments here allow you can cross to the other side to just not more than, I think, 5 kilometers, just to see on the other side. So that being said, is we will take you to the official border crossing area, and you have to do things legally. That's how our policy is. Next, Matata, the third activity. No, apart from that, also talking about borders, is there roads that you find the how do you call the thing that separates, shows Kenya and Tanzania, the beacons. Sorry, I forgotten the name. The beacons. So we will also take you to the beacons where you'll see the beacon in the where we are from our village to the Mara is 1 hour 45 minutes.
So the next will be Masai Mara, guys. Of course, Masai Mara would be an exciting event where you're watching animals and it can take a whole day or even more hours. But the border, I have a problem with that. Maybe the border should be also be put together with that bath, whatever. Something to do with bath, something. But Masai Mara, at least someone can go and adventure a lot, watch animals and what have you. But guys, hey, it is what it is.
Let's say at most 2 hours with low speed. So that means if you wake up here at 5:45, you start the journey. 6:45, 1 hour.
Optional.
Which is optional.
Just
why is it optional?
Because yes, we have we consider age.
Anastasia, nisaidie maji ya kunywa. Let me get drinking water. I've spoken until.
Sorry. So we have people who are interested to travel or visit Africa, and they are at a very old age. So
very
those
old
people,
age.
you don't expect them, you don't have to force them to do hiking, to climb small hills and all that.
Yes.
Their safety matters.
Yes.
Marwa does not consider that, guys. Did you see how Mr. Lewis and Mother Rosho's mother was forced to climb some places which are so stiff and get tired, and he was like, oh, anyway, they are keeping themselves physically fit and they'll go and rest. I'm like, what is this? So this guy is very sharp. He understands that the old people cannot go hiking. Of course, hiking is for certain people, and it's not a fact of age only. I remember I lived in a very hilly place, Taita Taveta, and it's not everybody who likes that hilly spot and going up and up and up. Personally, I don't like that so much. I can do it once in a while, but I don't like that activity as much. If I was given other options, I would go for them. Yeah. So Marwa did not understand why this guy is saying hiking is optional. And the guy had to explain that because safety matters. Of course, when you're a tourism company, there are things you have really to be very cautious about. Even when you're taking them around animals, you have to be so sure that no animal is aggressive. Because if it turns against one of the tourists, then you'll have to pay for it. Damage and all that. I hope he has taken insurances for all those. Then your farm should also be very flat so that we don't have a situation where somebody is walking and they trip and fall. The river must be also very, safe for them. When they are taking a bath, they shouldn't trip on a stone and fall, because they'll have to take you to a court and you might have to pay for damages or injury. And also talking of, let's say you are taking them even to the park, you have to be cautious. Yeah, so the aspect of hiking, this guy said it's optional because of safety. And of course, I understand when you are very intelligent, you are starting a company, safety should matter a lot. So anyway, we had the packages. How about that? What is your comment? Drop a comment in relation to this. But I just wish you well. And I wonder, where is Rosho in the whole package? So who is going to receive calls in the itinerary process and all that? Why hotels? And earlier on, Marwa had told us they would just prepare houses, food in the villa, and they would also allow people to sleep in the villa. Is it because finally they sat down and saw that the home will be open to strangers? Because even when DEE MWANGO is building her house, she's saying that house will also have hostels. You know, they'll also have hostels in their house. But now the narrative has changed. Maybe they sat down and considered otherwise and saw that it would be so problematic to host people in the villa, feed them according to their demands, because people will come with different priorities. Others want this, others this and that, and it's not easy. But anyway, if you are starting a tourist company, you can also open hotels out there. How I wish Marwa could actually open hotels in on the border, and then at near the he can even open one near the airstrip and many other places. It would also be very good to sustain his business, because business is not a joke. You need to really be sustainable. Anyway, let's look at our sister now facing and addressing people. I don't know whether it is us included or it is subscribers, because she normally talks about comments, and if they know you are doing content and talking about things, critiquing, you will never be allowed to that channel to drop a comment. So I believe the ones whom she's addressing are her subscribers. So she has been concerned about people who are questioning the aspect of the mother, telling her, go back home and take care of the mother. They are telling her, why is Rosho treating your mother like that? Sometimes I just don't understand. You know, if I'm married or maybe I'm a girl and I'm left my home in Africa, I don't have a right to go back to my home and question anyone how they are treating my mother. And if my mother has their own house, I expect she just focuses on her house and her activities. As simple as that. So I don't know why many people feel actually DEE MWANGO would go back to her own home and address matters there. In Africa, in fact, a girl is considered that when you grow up, you need to go out there and spread your wings out there, not back in your home. In fact, it's so weird for DEE MWANGO to have bought a home very close to her own home and started constructing. Normally, that is not very good, because when it comes to matters of respect, distance helps to keep respect. And I think the fact that this con mom should just distance herself, because you cannot force yourself on anyone. You cannot. Anyway, let's listen to what DEE MWANGO said, because she was focusing on those questions that people are raising on her. Let's check on her.
You know, first of all, we don't choose family. Let me just be clear. We don't choose family. Family is something that just happens, you know? You can choose everything, but, you know, some things you can't really choose, like family. And in family, not everybody is the same. People have different, how can I say, different behaviors, different approach of things, different way of seeing life. To be honest, like for me, I totally understand. I'm not like everybody in my home, like all my siblings. I'm kind of different, I would say. There are some things that, I don't know, but me, I am who I am. Like, I would openly say no. Like, I wouldn't.
Oh, so Marwa is not saying no to things he should say so too. All right, we understand, embrace. Of course, in a family, you can never be same, even if you are twins. People are different when it comes to a family. Even if they are twins, one twin will behave different from another. And of course, that is expected. That is very normal, because personality is something different. And for two people to behave similar, it's not easy, right? So DEE MWANGO came out to address the matter and telling people, we are different, so we cannot behave the same. And of course, you people, you are different, but you are similar in so many ways. Because when it comes to YouTube, all of you do YouTube. When it comes to focusing on using donors to survive, all of you do that. When it comes sometimes to lying about things, all of you do that. And then when it comes to focusing on white skin, you and your brother Marwa have focused on that. And you really give a lot of respect to white skin and black. So somehow, you have similarities even if you don't know about it. So anyway, let me revamp the network, then continue. So don't go anywhere, just a minute or two, I'll have added something and then continue. So she was doing the explanation, and of course we understand. When you are a family, there is that difference that comes in approaches and what have you, but there are some similarities also that comes. And when it comes to something about choosing, of course, people choose because what are you saying? When you come to aspects about choose, you cannot choose your brother or your sister, but you can choose a wife or husband. That one is real because what is she doing? She's choosing a Polish because she wants a white. Marwa chose Argentina because also he wanted white. David always says he goes for his vibe because he wants the vibe. Winnie chose whatever she chose. So of course when it comes to immediate family, you can't choose a brother, sister or whatever. But when it comes to wife or a husband, you have to choose, right? You have to choose for that one. And also when it comes to approaches towards things, people may not be similar, but yeah, we see about differences and agreements. People can have differences and agreements, but then I think the issue that a lot of audience are asking about are on the treatment Rosho is giving to Conmam. But I don't know. Of course, people just react and comment. And maybe for her subscribers, they are the ones who tell her to go back home and take care of the mother, which is impossible because at her age, how can she go and take care of her mother? Because her mother has her own home built away from Marwa's home. And that is so good because once she has her own home like that, she can mind her business. However, I think she is so much interested in coming to the villa because one of the things that I've discovered, a lot of even YouTubers from Nyabohanse wants to go to the villa, do videos from there, do from horses, do from the swimming pool, not swimming pool, but fish pond, go to the farm, Marwa's farm, because they know when they mention Marwa's farm, Marwa's villa, Marwa's guests, Marwa's get, they get maybe more views. And that is why someone was trying to say that she's not doing well, her channel is not growing. And maybe that is what she tries to do. She tries to go to Marwa's place so that she can do, and she believes that is what can bring views because she's just a content creator like any other. But then when she goes there, because she's on camera, we see some things maybe she has not seen, but we have seen. All right? So the problem might not be her or us or whatever, but it's just out of their interaction. But anyway, let's hear what the Empress tells us.
I didn't even care, like, oh my God, who is listening, who is watching? And my family knows me for this. You know, I will be like so bold in some things that some people will be like, oh, don't say this, don't say that. Like, I would openly say what I feel or, you know, something like that. And again, we have my other siblings who would maybe have a different approach, okay? So we are all different in the way we approach and see life, you know, at the end of it all, okay? So everybody has their own behavior, okay? And right now we are growing. All of us, we're trying to, you know, get to create or get to know, you know, trying to find our path into family. And family is not an easy thing, you know. Right now I'm in one, and to be honest, I thank God, you know, because not everything you wish for you get. For example, like for you to decide how your in-laws should treat you or how they would be to you, it's not something that you really have a manual and you'll be like, they have to do this, they have to do that. Because at the end of the day, we are all different, you know? That is the thing. We are all different in different ways. There are people who don't want even to receive visitors, you know? I've watched
There are people who don't want even to receive visitors. What do you mean? Okay, of course there are people who are, they call extroverts and introverts. Introverts don't like a lot of interactions. They limit their friends and all that. And they focus sometimes on their things because they don't want to really explore so much and get to be involved in so much. Then there are extroverts. Extroverts want to relate with everybody. Each part of that has its own problem. Relating with too many people has a problem, and also tying yourself to limiting yourself so much has a problem because one day you'll need people to help you. And then what? Now, when you talk about expectations, you don't have a marking scheme and a manual, but then you have expectations. there is a normal way in which people should behave. Like when you talk about greeting, just greeting each other, and offering a helping hand when necessary. Those are the things, the simple things I think people are so much concerned about, because when they see Concret's mom visiting like Marwa's place, she's just brushed aside from the gate or from outside. There is a day she went there and Rosho picks Maisha and says, we are going to horse ride. I'm like, does Maisha even know how to horse ride? The other day she comes from the garden, she arrives and they are saying we are going to Nyabohanse. In a normal situation, you would actually just welcome a little bit and say, yeah, or even greetings, because that part, there was no greeting. And she has come up to say that maybe it's because of how somebody woke up. In Africa, there's nothing like that. Or maybe let me say my society. If I know you, especially from family, I shouldn't wake up and then I didn't sleep with you in the same house, then I just walk away like that. It's not unexpected. It's unexpected. At least saying good morning is expected. Even other families which are serious, you can wake up in the morning and tell somebody, how are you? It's expected. So you can't brush aside and say that people don't greet and it's normal, like they didn't sleep well. So what? Even in the face of strangers, when you have just quarreled, when strangers come in, you still have to show a better face and greet. So there is no any volume of accountability that you can prove what such a mannerism is. I don't agree with that in my perspective. Maybe other people will agree with that, but I don't think so. Because why is it that when Rosho is with the parents, she keeps greeting, talking to them friendly and all that? Of course, we are not forcing her to do what she does to the parents and do the same for the other side. But people are now genuinely seeing that there is a kind of disrespect or bad books relationship. And no wonder they are going to DEE MWANGO to address her. But then she comes out to address people in a live stream. I'm like, okay, it's for views. Go on and do it. Because if this is the only way you can address the matter, do it. But it is about your subscribers anyway. Because how your family is, nobody is going to change them. Not at all.
Podcast whereby, let's say, a man is saying, oh, my wife doesn't like when I come with maybe my African friends or whatever in the house. She doesn't like it. Or maybe one of the partner doesn't like to receive visitors. We have people who don't like giving at all, like that's their nature or culture or whatever. And then there's this other people who, like, it's the opposite, like it's just life and we cannot all be balanced. So people come with different behaviors from all over, and then you combine all together and call it family. And that's the reality. And every family has its own chaos. You'll have misunderstandings. You'll have days that, it's chaotic and all that. Oh, this said something, this said something. I don't think this is how he or she should say it. Why? This is normal life, And honestly, like, I'm also learning as I grow up. With my age, I'm learning a lot, even how to deal with people that I employ. How to be a boss at the same time you are home anyway. Beautiful home with everything. People just conclude things and all.
So people are concluding, according to her, people are concluding things on their own without thinking. According to her, you can wake up and don't greet someone and that will be okay. Or you can go into someone's home and somebody just brushes you away and that's okay. You can also go to your son's home and then your son just brushes you off and that will be okay. So I hope that when time comes and she experiences this, she'll see that as okay. Because, virtual or online, let's say social media doesn't forget. We are watching. So she came up with this theory saying her mother has the best home. She's also an adult who has just retired, enjoying everything. So she should use her mind. Maybe she's trying to blame her mother for going around the people who don't appreciate her, or rather something. But as I explained earlier, I think the reason why Con Mom keeps going to Marwa's place is to make sure that she does her content. She knows that with Villa or Marwa and all that, because he's the initiator of YouTube in their family. So maybe in her mindset, she thinks that because of that, she will make it. But anyway, let's listen a little bit.
South and on all that. Oh, that's now not how she should be treated. What do you mean? If she doesn't feel it's right, then she shouldn't be going anyways. But the fact that she keeps going there, then everything is okay with her. That's what I would say personally, you know? And the fact that you only want my family to be very perfect, you know? People have different way of approaches, you know? The way you see me here with my family here in Poland is not the same way maybe you expect to see my mom with the other family. You know, it's not really the same. Remember, we are all different people. You know, not everybody, when they are happy, they have to laugh the way they laugh. You know, not everybody. Like the way you see me hugging and all that over here, that's how here they are. But if they don't do the same to my mom, they'll be like, oh, your mom is not being treated but how do you know? What if that's how they are? What would you do? You know, so in life it's all about accommodating people, letting people be what they wanna be. Personally, that's what I think. Just let people be what they wanna be. You know? And at the end of it all, it's all about accommodating each other. You know, nobody is perfect at the end of it all. Literally nobody. But being content creators, my family has to be perfect. D has to be perfect. People have to give me a manual of who to date, qualities of what to look at. You know, forget it. We also have.
So who gave a manual? I think what people do as content creators, when you are a content creator and you expose personal life on the, on the, let's say on social media, of course you are giving them an exam and they'll mark it. Mark that, DEE MWANGO. So I wish you would just focus and stop looking at the comments, because you will get tired, my friend. How many YouTubers are there and they are doing other stuff away from their life and people don't talk about it? But for you, you are focusing on showing your life. Marwa is also focusing on showing the family. Your mother at the same time. David Jr. sometimes at the same time. Why do you think people would avoid to comment on how it should be? Because even though they are not perfect and no one is perfect, people are marking that family and giving a marking scheme because you have decided to show your life. There are people who are doing content and they are not necessarily showing their life. They are just showing some other things in their life. And nobody will mark them based on that. Remember, Oga Obina has been actually staying with his kids and treating them how he does and then exposes on social media. When he does that, people normally mark and give marking scheme. And they say, you are not doing good as a father. Here you have done well as a father. Here you should do this. So depending on what you are sharing, if you decided to share your life and you always say all of you raw and unedited, then people will have to comment about it and you'll do nothing about it. You will not stop them. The only way to stop them is to stop showing your life. But as far as you show your life from Alpha to Omega, expect comments from here to Tim Kutu. You shouldn't expect that they'll be soft with you. They will not comment because life is not about perfectionism, but people always have a marking scheme. And the marking scheme is 100. 100. So when you are rating at 20, they'll tell you are at 20 and they'll tell you the reason. You are rating at 40, they'll tell you are 40 because of this. So the only way, if you don't want people to talk about your family or raise expectations or even mark and give comments, is to prevent yourself from sharing that life. Just show places, show things, but don't show about your life. But the moment you show your family, like Marwa, receiving the in-laws, treating them in a B&B, taking them to, I don't know, Nairobi Park, people will always compare, doesn't he have a father or mother? Has he done the same to them? Once they arrived in the villa and the way they are treated, people will be saying, doesn't he? You know, people will always do that. And be sure that some of them are also creating content out of whatever you are doing, especially reaction and what have you. But for this case, it's your subscribers. So when your subscribers comment, it's because they are watching you as a goddess, a small goddess. And goddesses are always perfect, my dear. So because you are supposed to be perfect, do your best. And you may not change the habits of whatever it is. But even at commenting and telling them not to, that will not stop them. Be sure that tomorrow they'll be still here, dropping comments, expecting you to do that and that. And what you can do, just don't do what you can do. But when you come and address them, it's only now triggering more reaction. More reaction. And also creating room for us reactors. At least you're dropping bread and breadcrumbs for us. Anyway, let's watch the last bit as we finish our video.
Lives. Okay? So guys, please, as much as you care, maybe I even deleted it because I was like, maybe this is nonsense. Sometimes when I see somebody, commenting always a lot of negativity, sometimes I just block. So they will think they are commenting and, and also she has her husband. So, if anything, true. Mom is still strong and enough. Yeah, that's when I agree. But if somebody doesn't say hello to me, it's not like I wouldn't even take it to heart, like for sure. But for me, every day when I wake up, if I'm around my mom, I say good morning. If I'm around my dad, I say good morning. I have to greet my parents, once for the whole day. Not all the time I meet my mom. Hey mom, how are you? Maybe some families do that, but for me, when I wake up and say good morning, dad, trust me, that's it. That's it. That's it. And it doesn't mean anything bad. Maybe if you wake up and maybe for those who live with their parents and all the time you see them, you have to say hello, good morning, good afternoon. Let me know. But for me, really, when I wake up in the morning and say, hey mom, good, I tell you, it's okay. It's okay. It's very okay not to be friends with some family members. It's very okay. I don't know, but this is something that I've learned. Because not everybody is supposed to like you, and it's okay. Like, there's truly nothing wrong with that. So if you expect you have to see me hanging out with so-and-so, laughing and all that, no, you're wrong. Personally, I always tell myself, you have to understand, people come from different backgrounds. People have been raised differently. We Africans, you will visit and we stop everything that we are doing and give you attention. It's not that way everywhere. And my dad is a perfect example for that. If you didn't tell my dad you are coming, so you sit down and talk because you had planned, you will meet at the gate, he will greet you and he'll be like, I'm running somewhere. We'll get to talk later.
Yeah, but he greets, right? At least you said something. You meet your dad, he'll greet you, he'll say he's running somewhere. But that aspect of missing to greet, that is what people talk about. And of course, as you said, it's okay not to have all family members. In fact, you cannot have all family members as friends. The friendship in families is created and it's molded. When a family member wants to be a friend, they'll visit you, even when you have a problem like you are sick. But when I see I'm sick and no family member is concerned, no one is calling me, they are not even visiting me, then I don't count on them. If I am the only one to take presents to them and they can't take presents to me, again, that one I don't count their friendship. Friendship is tit for tat. Do for me, I do for you. All right? But friendship is not molded on one side. That one we agree with you. But then saying that it's okay for everybody to have disorder. Families which are dysfunctional, everybody is just on their own. Even when one has a problem, no one cares. But at least families in Africa currently, we consider they are supposed to come together and even do some things together, especially the basics. Then the rest can be done elsewhere. Then families are supposed to be people whom you can easily approach when you have a problem, and they help. But when you find a family whereby you can't approach anyone when you have a problem, there is a serious problem. Because life is not about an independent. You can't live like an island. I should be in a position where I can approach my brother or my sister when I'm stuck to be helped. Because who else should I run to? Before I go to friends, families are the first thing. And then if we have parents, for example, there are common things we should do together to keep our parents well, okay? So whatever you are saying, my sister, the reason why people look at your family and question, like they look at the house, of course, it was constructed by Marwa. You came and furnished it. But then people are really attacking of late because they are saying David Jr. is helping other families out there, but he's not doing anything for your mother. Then they are looking also at Marwa, who has seemed now to neglect after building the house, is not doing anything. And even when the mother asked some things, like recently the mother asked for a phone and he was like brushing her aside saying, you have money, do it. But then again, parents should not rely so much on you if they have ability, because you have on your problems also. And if they rely so much on you, you'll never grow. So the fact of a parent really making a point of focusing so much on you, like everything, you have to be the one to carry it. You will never grow up in life. And that has happened, like when you look here, it's like Conmam now currently relies so much on DEE MWANGO. But he has 3 kids who are so much able. If they collaborate together, they can do something very fast. But when one person is now carrying everything, it becomes a big problem, because it's impossible for you to actually offer everything. Yeah, our parents do a lot for us, but then I can testify that even myself alone, I'm not able to carry all the problems my parents have. I can't carry all the problems my parents have. At least when you collaborate as all of us, it's a bit easier and lighter to do. So I think that's the major problem that people are focusing on. But it depends on you anyway. If it is what it is, then what can we do about it? We can't do anything about it. But people will keep commenting. Don't expect that they'll keep quiet even after addressing this. So let's finish the final part.
This thing, oh my God. This thing of, how do you call this thing? You guys tell me. This thing here.
All right, we are through with this, and I appreciate for those of you who came to watch our reaction, social reaction, and also keep watching the political reaction and vlogs around the globe, and also videos we are posting. And thank you so much. I appreciate for your participation, and keep dropping comments. And of course, I think these things become very informative in the process. Only that some people don't see that. They only see the part of criticism or critiques. They don't see the other part of how it is. But we have really seen the fact that people are learning. Some people learn out of this and they appreciate, and that's all that matters to us. So thank you so much. Let me see. Remaining with one video for the day on Live Saga TV to call it a day. And maybe later on, because of the political events, we may run into tomorrow to start a very early video in relation to the politics of all over the places as we wait for the results for Magarini, Hisa, Kabuchai, Malava, Mbeere North, among other places in Kenya. Yeah, so bye-bye for now. Let's meet later.